two early memories. One is shopping with my mother to do with fashion, and the other was at school here in the UK. I went to like a really British boarding school, like a famous boarding school, but in the time when you didn't have to wear a uniform, everybody was really competitive about what they wore, like in their sort of home clothes days. They could dress however they wanted. It was actually, considering the school and the environment, the people, quite adventurous fashion-wise. So I think that was when I really started getting interested in fashion. I was like 13 and 14 years old. So I live in Knightsbridge, which is where I work at home in my in-home studio, half kitchen, half studio. And Knightsbridge is very interesting in that like it's a great location because I can be in the center of town in no time at all, but it's a bit models and bottles over here, whereas like most of fashion in London kind of happens where it's like kegs and chegs. So I have this like weird situation where there's not very much to do here, but there's a few things. So I go to the V&A to go look at glass, which I quite enjoy. And underneath the Royal Court Theatre in Sloane Square, there's a really cool bar that I go to sit at where you can like read plays or just do whatever you want, have a meeting. It's just, it doesn't feel like you're in West London. Definitely like you're not in Knightsbridge or Chelsea, thankfully. And the first thing I always try to have people understand is like that it's, for me, it's just about fun. Like I really want the woman that's wearing the clothes to be having fun. I want the clothing to feel fun when you're looking at it. And the whole ethos of the brand is about like giving sort of like a positive energy. I'm half Brazilian, and that plays a really big part in my life in general. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's such a strong connection to that part of me, that side of me. And I think it's one of those things, like anybody who even has a remote, like, you know, gene of being Brazilian in their body, like feels an extremely strong draw to that. So it really influences the way that like I live my life, the way that like my outlook on life is, and how I work. So, you know, everybody in Brazil is always happy. Like they might have nothing and don't know where their next meal is coming from, but as long as there's like a beach with some sun and a football nearby, they're having a great time. And I feel like that's such a great thing. So like even in my clothing, I want the woman, no matter who she is, to feel like there's just always something great about to happen. Like who knows what it could be. It could be a party, it could be a gift, it could be a surprise from a lover, anything. It's just like there's a surprise around the corner. So I feel like that's like how Brazil influences me. So the first collection was about, it was a resort collection about Brazil, and I really wanted to bring out these sorts of ideas of the place that it was in. So going back to like this sort of a cloth that I designed, it's supposed to be like a very badly laid brick sort of in a developing country. So if you get close up, it's like the bricks are all different sizes, they're sticking out at different angles, and everything is a bit of a mess, but all together it makes sort of quite a nice textile. It's very 3D. And then like that's a flat woven silk, and I wanted to bring out the same idea in sort of the knitwear, for instance, which was all to do with furniture weaving techniques that they use in Brazil with straw. So I guess it makes it quite difficult when you see it at first to sort of understand where it's coming from, and then when you hear what it is, you understand it better. But definitely for me, like the cloth, the way that it feels is extremely important, because the clothing itself are fairly, you know, simple shapes that are easy to be worn, and then it becomes more important because of the textile itself that's being developed. I think that, you know, I think a lot about my woman as being not only a Brazilian woman, but it's a woman who like has that sort of like real big appreciation for the excitement of life.